Yes, good morning, students. So, are you able to get my voice?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So today we will start. So I will discuss sampling. So today class is sampling. So what is the use of sampling? To convert the continuous time signals into discrete time signals. Okay, to convert continuous time signals into discrete time signals. So we'll study what is sampling. So today portion, then sampling process. So today first topic, what is sampling, then sampling process, and the third one, sampling process, and third one, Nyquist sampling criteria, Nyquist sampling criteria, fourth one, sampling spectrum, sampling spectrum, fifth one, so problems on sampling theorem, and sixth one, problems on sampling spectrum. So these are the topics we have to cover under sampling. First topic, what is sampling? Second one, sampling process. Third one, Nyquist sampling criteria. And the fourth one, sampling spectrum. And the fifth one, problems on sampling theorem. And sixth one, problems on sampling spectrum. So these are the topics under sampling. So we have to study all the topics. In any competitive exam like GATE or TNEB, TRB, so definitely we can expect the problems from sampling. So sampling is used to convert the continuous time signals into discrete time signals. Okay, have you noted this, students? So what is sampling? Sampling process, Nyquist sampling criteria, sampling spectrum, and problems on sampling theorem, and last one, problems on sampling spectrum. Additional topic, take seventh one, sampling of band pass signals. Sampling of band pass signals. Suppose if we have a signal x of t, this is signal x of t, this is applied to sampler. How will you get output of sampler? So here this is one sample at 0, and ts another sample, at 2 ts another sample, at 3 ts, then this is at minus ts. So here nts, then x of nts. So this is sampling process. So this is sampling process. So this is the input signal applied to the sampler, then this is the output of sampler. So this is input signal applied to the sampler, then this is the output of sampler. So now this is the input signal applied to the sampler. This is the output of sampler. So here, this is the time axis. This is amplitude axis. In x-axis represent time, y-axis represents amplitude. So here time is continuous or discrete? Yes, time is continuous. Amplitude also continuous. So continuous time, continuous amplitude is applied to sampler. Continuous time, continuous amplitude signal is applied to sampler. So here see the time axis, whether time is continuous or discrete. Discrete. So discrete time, but amplitude is continuous amplitude. So now the sampling is the process of converting continuous time, continuous amplitude signals into discrete time, continuous amplitude. So only continuous times are converted into discrete time, amplitude kept as a constant. So only continuous times are converted into discrete time, but amplitude kept as a constant. So I got the idea. So sampling is used to convert the continuous time signal into discrete time signal, but amplitude kept as a constant. Or we can say this, x of t is a continuous time signal represented as x of nts. Because of here in x-axis we have t, so x of t converted into x of nts. Or one more important formula, t replaced by n into ts. T replaced by n into ts. So here ts is what? So ts is called as a sampling period. ts is sampling period or sampling interval or duration. All are same. ts is called as a sampling period or sampling interval or sampling duration. So that is ts. So what is the unit of ts? In seconds. Because of time period, so unit of time is seconds. So ts is sampling period or interval or duration in seconds. So here, how will you define ts? See, actually this is called as a one sample. This is called as another sample. So this is another sample. So here between these two sample. So between this sample and this sample, what is time period? ts. So this sample starting at t equals 0, this sample starting at ts. So between these two sample, what is time period? ts. Similarly, between these two sample, what is time period? ts. So now how will we define sampling period? It is a time difference between adjacent samples. Write the definition. It is a time difference between adjacent samples. So ts is sampling period or sampling interval or sampling duration in seconds. So defined as time difference between adjacent samples. So ts defined as a time difference between adjacent samples. So here next we have a term fs. So fs is equal to 1 by ts. Next term fs equal to 1 by ts. So here ts is called as a sampling period. So what is fs? Fs is called as a sampling frequency. Fs is called as a sampling frequency. What is the unit? Hertz. The unit of frequency hertz. So here fs is called as a sampling frequency in hertz. Yes, fs also called as a sampling rate. fs also called as a sampling rate. fs also called as a sampling rate. What is the unit? But unit is samples per seconds. fs also called as a sampling rate. Unit is samples per second. So listen. So here in sampling, continuous time, continuous amplitude converted into discrete time, continuous amplitude. So here x of t converted into x of nts. Here ts is called as a sampling period or sampling interval or sampling duration in seconds. So now we have the term sampling frequency fs. What is the formula to find fs? 1 by ts. Okay, so fs equal to 1 by ts. So fs is called as a sampling frequency. What is the unit? Hertz. Fs also called as a sampling rate. What is the unit? Samples per seconds. Now take this point. Yes, take note. If sampling rate equal to 40,000 samples per second. If sampling rate equal to 40,000 samples per second, find sampling frequency. Find sampling frequency. So whether sampling rate and sampling frequency both are same or different? I told no. Fs called as a sampling rate as well as sampling frequency. But sampling frequency means unit is hertz. For sampling rate, what is unit? Samples per second. So the given sampling rate 40,000 samples per second. So what is sampling frequency? What is sampling frequency? Same. 40,000 hertz, or what we can say 40 kilohertz. Answer 40 kilohertz. Yes, for sampling period only we have to take reciprocal. Sampling frequency, sampling rate both are same. Yes, take second point. Take second point. Take sampling interval. Sampling interval equal to 4 milliseconds. Sampling interval equal to 4 milliseconds. Find a sampling frequency and sampling rate. Find a sampling frequency and sampling rate. Find a sampling frequency and sampling rate. Yes, for sampling frequency, Fs, what is the formula? 1 by Ts. So 1 by 4 into 10 raised to minus 3. So what we can write? 1000 divided by 4. So 1000 divided by 4 equal to what? 250 hertz. Sampling frequency 250 hertz. So sampling rate. So what is sampling rate? 250 samples per second. That's all. 250 samples per second. Third point. Sampling rate equal to 400 samples per millisecond. M second means millisecond. Sampling rate equal to 400 samples per millisecond. Find a sampling frequency. Find a sampling frequency. Sampling rate equal to 400 samples per milliseconds. Find a sampling frequency. Yes, students, tell me the answer.
400 kilohertz.
400 kilohertz. Very good. Because of samples per second, we can write as a hertz, but here milli, if it is numerator, 400 into 10 power 3 hertz. So what is answer? 400 kilohertz. Answer 400 kilohertz. This is very simple, but you should understand. So in sampling concept, TS is called as a sampling interval or sampling duration, and Fs is equal to 1 by Ts. Fs is called as a sampling frequency. What is unit of sampling frequency? Hertz. And sampling rate, sampling frequency, both are same, only unit is different. What is the unit of sampling rate? Samples per seconds. So this is introduction about sampling. So sampling is the process of converting continuous time, continuous amplitude into discrete time, continuous amplitude. Okay. Yes, next heading. Sampling process. Sampling process. Assume this is sampler. For sampler x of t applied, that x of t is continuous time, continuous amplitude. So this is sampler output. So what is sampler output? Discrete time, continuous amplitude. Sampler output, discrete time, continuous amplitude. Discrete time, continuous amplitude. Now, so this is nothing but sampler is nothing but a multiplier. Sampler is a multiplier. So for multiplier, how many minimum number of inputs needed? 2. One input is sampler input, that is analog signal, continuous time, continuous amplitude. Now, what is the another one? This another one is nothing but train of impulse. Train of impulse separated by Ts seconds. So sample is a multiplier which is used to multiply the analog signal with a train of impulse separated by Ts seconds. Then output is discrete time, continuous amplitude. Now assume T x of t 0. So this is a sampler input, continuous time, continuous amplitude signal. Yes, multiplied with this is what? Train of impulse. So impulse means what? First one impulse defined at t equal to 0. So this is impulse. Now train of impulse means one more impulse at Ts, then at 2 Ts, then at 3 Ts, then 4 Ts. So it will go similarly here at minus Ts, at minus 2 Ts. Yes, this is called as a train of impulse. See train of impulse separated by Ts seconds. So between these symbols and these symbols, what is time separation? Ts seconds. So this is called as a train of impulse. Actually, see, if you give del of t, this is called as a impulse. In suffix, if you give Ts, that is called as a train of impulse separated by Ts seconds. Please write clearly. So see, del of t is called as a impulse function, impulse signal or impulse function. So del Ts of t is called as a impulse train of impulse function separated by Ts seconds. So that is this one. So del of t in suffix Ts. Now both multiplied. So the same thing. So if multiplied means this symbols multiplied here at 0, and this symbols defined as Ts, and this value have some amplitude. So Ts and 2 Ts, 3 Ts, then here minus Ts, minus 2 Ts, like that. So this is sampler output. This is sampler output. So this is sampling process. So continuous time, continuous amplitude signal multiplied with the train of impulse separated by Ts seconds. Then this is sampler output. Yes, next heading, Nyquist sampling criteria. Next heading, Nyquist sampling criteria. Nyquist sampling criteria. Take this is sampled output 1 and take another sampled output 2. Yes, I will take both same signal. So here 0, Ts, 2 Ts, minus Ts, minus 2 Ts, and so on. Then here 0, Ts, 2 Ts, minus Ts, so this is one of the sampled output. This is another second sampled output. So between these two, what is the difference? So here 0 to Ts, this is called as a Ts sampling period. Here this is sampling period. Now, which one have more number of samples, whether first case or second case? Students, tell me which one is have more number of samples?
First one.
Yes, first case have more number of samples. Okay, more number of samples. So which one is exact replica of message signal? So assume this is message signal. This is message signal. So this message signal represented by discrete time. To get exact message signal, will you take more number of samples or less number of samples?
More number of
More number
More
of
number
samples.
of samples. So if you take more number of samples, we will get exact replica. So we can reconstruct it properly. So this criteria very important. Take for the proper reconstruction. For the proper reconstruction of message signal. For the proper reconstruction of message signal, number of samples. For the proper reconstruction of message signal, number of samples very high or very less? We have to select more number of samples or less number of samples?
More number of
Yes,
samples.
More number of samples.
more number of samples selected. This is first point. For the proper reconstruction of message signal, more number of samples taken. So if we take more number of samples, sampling period Ts should be very less or very high.
Less.
Less.
Yes, if we take more number of samples, sampling period Ts should be less. Correct? No, to get more number of samples. So see here Ts value and here Ts value. So if more number of samples means sampling period TS should be less. If sampling period TS less, what about sampling frequency Fs? Sampling frequency Fs
High.
should be
More. High. High.
high. So this is criteria. So this is Nyquist sampling criteria. So based on this criteria only, Nyquist derived sampling theorem. I repeat again. So for the proper reconstruction of message signal, number of samples should be more. If more number of samples selected, sampling period TS should be less. If sampling period TS is less, then what about sampling frequency Fs? Should be very high.
High.
That is the sampling criteria. So to perform the sampling, we have to select the sampling frequency. How will you select sampling frequency? Very high as much as possible. At least sampling frequency. At least sampling frequency very high, at least greater than or equal to twice of maximum frequency of message signal. So that theorem I will explain. This is Nyquist sampling theorem. So what is Nyquist sampling theorem? The sampling frequency should be very high as much as possible, at least greater than or equal to 2 FM, twice of FM. Here FM is what? Maximum frequency of analog signal or message signal. Maximum frequency of analog signal. So here FM equal to maximum frequency of message signal, or we can say analog signal.
Sir,
Tell me.
sir, what is message signal? Sir, அது எப்படி இருக்குன்னு சொல்றீங்களா?
So this is message signal. That analog signal is nothing but message signal.
Okay, that is
We don't know, just T, X of T. So this is message signal, analog signal, or we can say message signal.
Sir, it should be continuous time and continuous amplitude, sir.
Yes, that should be continuous time, continuous amplitude, analog signal.
Okay.
So continuous time, continuous amplitude, that is analog signal. That analog signal apply to the sampler to get the discrete time signal.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Have you got idea?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So listen, as per Nyquist sampling criteria, for the proper reconstruction of message signal, more number of samples taken. So sampling period should be very less. So sampling frequency should be very high as much as possible. So at least Fs value greater than or equal to 2 FM. So how this I will explain later. Sampling theorem we will study with the derivation. Now here what is FM? Maximum frequency of message signal. So actually we have 3 types of sampling now. Here if Fs greater than 2 FM, second Fs equal to 2 FM, third Fs less than 2 FM. Fs greater than 2 FM, Fs equal to 2 FM, Fs less than 2 FM. If Fs greater than 2 FM, that is called as a what type of sampling? We have 3 types of sampling. Over sampling, critical sampling, under sampling. If Fs greater than 2 FM, that is called as a over sampling. Yes, if Fs equal to 2 FM, that is called as a critical sampling. That is called as a critical sampling. If Fs less than 2 FM, that is called as a under sampling. So Fs greater than or equal to FM is called as an Nyquist sampling theorem for low pass signal. Now Fs should be very high as much as possible. At least Fs greater than or equal to 2 FM. So here FM is called as a maximum frequency of message signal. So we have 3 types of sampling. What is over sampling? Fs greater than 2 FM. What is critical sampling?
Fs equal to 2 FM.
Fs equal to 2 FM. What is under sampling?
Fs less than 2 FM.
Fs less than 2 FM. Okay, fine. Now, spectrum concept, spectrum of message signal, spectrum of message signal, spectrum of message signal. Take x of t is a band limited low pass signal x of t is a band limited low pass signal with bandwidth we can take W hertz. X of t is a band limited low pass signal with the bandwidth W hertz. So like spectrum of x of t, that is capital X of f. So this x of t is taken as a low pass signal. So how will you draw a spectrum of low pass signal? Only up to some frequency component allowed. So we can assume, we can draw like this, 0. So bandwidth of x of t assumed as a W hertz. So what is the value here? W here, what is the value? Minus W. In Fourier transform, we discussed about the sampling. Now, how do you find bandwidth of this signal? So bandwidth, what is bandwidth? 0 to W. So to find bandwidth, consider only positive side frequency. So what is bandwidth? W hertz. W hertz. So spectrum of message signal assumed like this. So x of t is taken as a band limited low pass signal, which is band limited to W hertz. Therefore, bandwidth of x of t is W hertz. Yes, how sampling is performed? X of t multiplied with the train of impulse. Then we have a sampler output y of t. This is sampling process. So x of t is multiplied with the train of impulse separated by ts seconds. If both multiplied, then we will get sampler output. Here x of t is sampler input and y of t is sampler output. Now, this at 0 1 impulse, this handle you take 1. At ts 1 impulse, at 2 ts 1 impulse, at minus ts 1 impulse, at minus 2 ts 1 impulse, like at 3 ts 1 impulse, like that we can check. This is t. This is train of impulse. So spectrum of x of t drawn. Next we have to draw we have to expand this train of impulse. So is it this train of impulse is periodic or non-periodic? Periodicity already we completed in previous session. So is it periodic or non-periodic?
Periodic, sir.
Periodic, sir.
This is periodic. What is period?
TS.
Okay,
TS.
so this is periodic signal, period ts seconds. So take del ts of t is periodic with period t naught. Yes, what is period of del ts of t? So the signal repeats over for the time duration of ts. So del ts of t is a periodic signal with the period
TS.
ts seconds. Take del ts of t is periodic signal with the period t naught equal to ts seconds. Yes, to decompose the periodic signal in terms of fundamental terms. So fundamental terms means what? Cosine terms, sine terms. So which one is used? For periodic signal, which one is used? Fourier series or Fourier transform?
Fourier series, sir.
Fourier series. So now, what is the formula for trigonometric Fourier series of x of t? Or for del ts of t we are taking What is the formula? A naught plus
Summation of
summation
n
n
equal
from 1 to infinity
an
cos n omega naught t plus summation n from 1 to infinity bn sin n omega naught t. See, I repeat, this del Ts of t is a periodic signal with a period Ts seconds. So del Ts of t decomposed by using Fourier series. So now this is formula for trigonometric or quadrature Fourier series. Here a naught is a DC term. What is the formula for a naught? 1 by t naught integral over t naught. But instead of x of t, you can take del Ts of t dt. This is formula for a naught, a0. Now an, what is the formula for an? 2 by t naught integral over t naught del Ts of t cos n omega naught t dt. This is formula for an. Now bn formula, what is formula? 2 by t naught integral over t naught del Ts of t sin n omega naught t dt. So this is formula for DC term or average term. This is an is called as a cosine term coefficient, bn is called as a sine term coefficient. Now we can find a naught, an, bn. Not on this formula. This is formula. If you need, write in box. This is formula for trigonometric Fourier series. So this is formula for trigonometric Fourier series. Here the coefficients are a0, an, bn. This is formula to find a0 and formula to find an and formula to find bn. One full cycle, it will vary. I will explain. For some problem 0 to t naught, for some problem minus t naught by 2, t naught by 2. For symmetry problem minus t naught by 2, t naught by 2. So this limit is one full cycle. So that one full cycle will vary based on the given signal. Yes, now we can find a naught value 1 by, students, what is the value of t naught?
Ts.
Students, yes, t naught equal to Ts, 1 by Ts integral. So one full cycle. So what will you take? Will you take 0 to Ts? See, if you take 0 to Ts, 2 impulses are coming. In the period of 0 to Ts, 2 impulses are coming. But this is periodic signal because of impulses repeating. So now you have to take from. So what is period here? Only this impulse is repeating. So this is repeating component. So now from here to here we have to take. So here minus Ts by 2 to Ts by 2. Have you got my point? So only one impulse is repeating. If you take 0 to Ts, in 0 to Ts, 2 impulses are coming. That is wrong. Because of this is symmetry. This signal is periodic, whether symmetry or non-symmetry. Is it even or odd? Look the diagram. Is it even or odd? Even. So this is even. So symmetry.
Even.
So limit enavada irukum. Symmetry adha irukum. So limit will be symmetry. So this is even symmetry. So limit also symmetry. So you have to take from minus Ts by 2 to Ts by 2. That is important. Minus Ts by 2 to Ts by 2. So from minus Ts by 2, Ts by 2, what we have? We have one impulse. That is nothing but del of t dt. So del Ts of t replaced by del of t for the limit minus Ts by 2 to Ts by 2. Because of this is even symmetry, so limit is minus Ts by 2 to Ts by 2. Now what is area of impulse function? This is one impulse function from minus Ts by 2, Ts by 2. Always area of impulse function is 1. So this integral replaced by 1. So what is the value of a naught?
1 by Ts.
Very important. Take a naught value 1 by Ts. A naught value 1 by Ts. A naught value 1 by Ts. Yes, students, next we can find the value of An. An equal to 2 by Ts from minus Ts by 2, Ts by 2. This del Ts of t replaced by del of t. Then cos n. Omega naught value we can write 2 pi f naught or cos n 2 pi f naught replaced by fst. Fst dt. So to find An, so Fourier series concept very important. To find An, 2 by Ts integral over minus Ts by 2 to Ts by 2. So we have del of t cos n omega naught replaced by 2 pi fs, 2 pi fst dt. Yes, now look here, del of t defined at only at t is
T
equal
is equal
to
to 0.
0. So have you studied this
0.
property? See, del of t into x of t. What is the answer? Basic property of inverse function. Del of t defined only at t is equal
Except t,
to
sir.
0. So we can substitute del of t into x of 0. Because of del of t defined only at t equals 0. But x of t defined from minus infinity to plus infinity. But to multiply both, we have to take the common limit. So del of t defined only at t equals 0. Therefore, del of t multiplied with the x of 0. So similarly, del of t defined only at t equals 0. Now here we can substitute 0. What is the value of cos 0? Students, what is the value of cos 0?
1.
1. So minus Ts by 2, Ts by 2. So del of t into cos 0 value 1 dt. Now what is area of del of t? 1. So this integral replaced by 1. So what is the value of An? 2 by Ts. Please note down. So An value 2 by Ts. An value 2 by Ts. Next we can find the value. We can find the value of Bn. Students, find the value of Bn. Tell me the answer.
0, sir.
Yes, 0 correct answer. Remaining students. Yes, Bn value 2 by Ts integral over minus Ts by 2 to Ts by 2 del of t sin n omega naught replaced as 2 pi fst dt. Now del of t defined only at t is equal 0. Now substitute t 0 sin 0. What is the value of sin 0? 0. But 0 into anything? 0. So what is the value of Bn? 0. Therefore, A naught value An Bn calculated. So del Ts of t equal to, what is the value of A naught? 1 by Ts plus summation n from 1 to infinity. What is the value of An? 2 by Ts cos n. What is the value of omega naught? 2 pi fst. So omega naught value 2 pi f naught equal to fs. So cos n 2 pi fst. But what is the value of Bn? 0. So this is del Ts of t. Or this I think we already studied in Fourier series. So del TS of t is even symmetry or odd symmetry? The del TS of t we draw now. Is it to have even symmetry or odd symmetry?
Even symmetry, sir.
Even symmetry. So even symmetry means have only DC term and cosine terms. Sine term is 0.
0.
For odd symmetry, what is conclusion?
A not
Odd
equal to
symmetry
0,
have
A n
only
equal to 0.
sine terms, DC term and cosine terms are 0. So for even symmetry, only DC term and cosine terms are present. For odd symmetry, only sine terms are present. But this is which symmetry? This del TS of t have even symmetry or odd symmetry? Even symmetry. So we have only DC term and cosine terms. Sine terms are 0. Yes, now y of t is the sampled output. Yes, students, how sampling process? X of t is a input multiplied with the train of impulse. So we can write del TS of t. This we know that. So sampler output, y of t is sampled output. So y of t obtained by multiplying x of t with the train of impulse. Now x of t, now replace del TS of t by Fourier series. What do we write? 1 by TS plus summation 1 from summation n from 1 to infinity 2 by TS, then cos n 2 pi fst. This del TS of t replaced here. Now x of t 1 by TS. Now we can expand this. Substitute n equal to 1. What will you get? 2 by TS cos 2 pi fst. Now substitute n equal to 2. What will you get? 2 by TS cos 4 pi fst plus and so on. So here n value 1, here n value 2, then n value 3, like that we will get. Now x of t multiplied. So x of t by TS, now here 2 by TS into x of t cos 2 pi fst plus 2 by TS into x of t cos 4 pi fst. Now this is y of t. Now we can take Fourier transform of y of t. Because of y of t is nothing but sampled output. For this sampled output, by taking Fourier transform, we will get sampled spectrum. To draw the sampling spectrum, take Fourier transform of sampled output. Now 1 by TS is constant. Yes, what is Fourier transform of x of t? Capital X of f. Here, what is Fourier transform? Students, in modulation theorem, we discussed. For x of t cos 2 pi fst, what will you get? 2
1
by
by
TS, 1 by 2,
X of
X
f
of
minus
x minus fs plus x of f plus fs. Then 2 will get cancelled. Now again plus 2 by TS into 1 by 2. Yes, what is Fourier transform of this term? Capital X of f minus 2fs plus capital X of f plus 2fs. The next term you will get. So no need, just put dot dot. So this is Fourier transform of sampled output. Yes, now message signal spectrum. message signal spectrum, that is capital X of F. So already we assumed that this is 0, W, minus W. So what is bandwidth of message signal? Students, what is bandwidth of message signal? Bandwidth equal to W hertz. Bandwidth equal to W hertz. Here, whatever you can assume, if you need assume 1, or you can assume 1 also. Or next, spectrum of this oversampled only. Take oversampled output. Next, taking spectrum of oversampled output. See, now what is first term, students? So this is a Fourier transform of sampled output. Now first term is what? X of F. So now this is, we have to draw for Y of F. Fourier transform of small y of t, capital Y of F. So first term X of F only. 0, W, minus W. Here what will you get? 1 by Ts. Very important. Why 1 by Ts? X of F, here 1 by Ts. Therefore, here 1 by Ts. Suppose here if you have K, here what will you get? K by Ts. This is for first term. Now this and this will get cancelled. Now look the second term. Capital X of F. Is it right shift or left shift? Students? Right shift by Fs. So already we studied that Fs value very high. So assume this is Fs value. Now this, what is the meaning? X of F right shifted by Fs. So right shifted by Fs means this becomes, so this becomes what? Right shift by Fs. This goes to Fs. This will be Fs plus W. What about this? Fs minus W. Here what is the value? Here also we have scaled by Ts, 1 by Ts. So already K available. So here what will we get? K by Ts. Then what about third term? Students, what about third term? X of F left shifted by Fs. So left shifted means minus Fs. Same diagram. So left shifted means add minus Fs. This becomes minus Fs minus W. Then this becomes minus Fs plus W. Here what is the value? K by Ts. Then what about next term? Students, what about next term? X of F right shifted by 2Fs. So we have, this is 2Fs plus W, 2Fs minus W. This is K by Ts.
Sir. Sir. Sir.
சொல்லுங்க.
Sir, left side board கொஞ்சம் தெரியல sir.
Okay, I will adjust.
Okay, sir.
What is this? So is it board visible? Yes.
No sir.
Let's check. So I repeat again, we taken Fourier transform of y of t. From that we have X of F scaled by Ts, and X of F right shifted by Fs, and X of F right shifted by 2Fs, and here X of F left shifted by Fs, and X of F left shifted by 2Fs, no space. Similarly, X of F right shifted by 3Fs. What will be next? X of F right shifted by 4Fs. It will go like that. So this is spectrum of oversampled output. Why oversampling? I will explain. Students, from here to here, what is bandwidth? Students, listen and tell me. Students, please listen the board. So here 0, here W. So what is bandwidth?
W hertz.
W hertz. Very good. From here to here, what is bandwidth? See, from here to here. Here Fs minus W, here Fs. So highest minus lowest. So what is bandwidth?
W.
W. Very good. Now here 0, then here Fs. Now what is the bandwidth range?
Yes.
Here
yes.
0, here Fs. So what is that?
Fs.
Fs. So W and W added 2W. So here whether Fs greater than 2W or less than 2W.
Greater than.
Because of W plus W, 2W, here extra band gap is there. So definitely what we can say, Fs greater than 2W. So Fs greater than 2W means whether oversampling or critical sampling or undersampling. Oversampled output.
Oversampling.
That's why Fs greater than 2W achieved in this spectrum. Therefore, this is called as a oversampled spectrum. Yes, next heading. Spectrum of critically sampled output. Students, take the next heading. Spectrum of critically sampled output. Spectrum of critically sampled output. Spectrum of critically sampled output. Yes, just I will draw first X of F. This is 1 by Ts, 0, W minus W. The next, this is Fs or K you take. If you K, you take K by Ts. Here K by Ts, here Fs plus W or Fs minus W.
Sir, video
So it will
telila
go.
sir.
Hmm?
Video telila sir.
1 minute. Hmm? Hmm. Yes, just a minute, wait. No, okay, wow.
Okay.
So now next, so this is minus Fs, this is minus Fs minus W, this is minus Fs plus W, like that. So listen, in oversampled output, there is a band gap between adjacent spectral component, but in critically sampled output, there is no gap between adjacent spectral component. I will explain. Now, students, listen. From 0 to W, what is length? Students, tell me. From 0 to W, what is length? W. So here Fs minus W and Fs. So now what is length? What is length? W. Then here to here, what is length? Fs. So W plus W, 2W is equal to Fs. That's why here Fs equal to 2W. If Fs equal to W, which is sampling? Critical sampling. So in first case, Fs greater than 2W over sampling. In second case, Fs equal to 2W means critical sampling. Next. Take next one. Spectrum of under-sampled output. Next heading. Spectrum of under-sampled output. So for that, first X of F, 0, W minus W, this is K by Ts. The next overlapping, this is Fs, this is Fs plus W, then this is Fs minus W. So here K by Ts. So this is also overlapping. So this also overlapping. This is minus Fs, So here adjacent spectral components are overlapping each other. So listen, in oversampling, wide band gap between adjacent spectral component. In critical sampling, there is no band gap, then only Fs equal to 2W is satisfied. In oversampling, there is a band gap, so Fs greater than 2W. But in undersampling, adjacent spectral components are overlapping each other. So overlapping each other means Fs less than 2W we will get. Now see here, from here to here, what is length? Students tell me. Here 0, here W. So what is length? Students?
W.
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 And here Fs minus W, then here Fs. So here what is length? This is
W.
Fs minus W, here Fs. What is length? W. So here to here, what is length?
Fs.
This lower value is 0, upper value Fs. So 0 to Fs, what is length? Fs. So here what we can say? We said Fs greater than 2W or less than 2W. Fs less than
Less than 2.
2W. So in oversampling, Fs greater than 2W. So wide band gap between adjacent spectral component. In critical sampling, Fs equal to 2W. So no band gap between adjacent spectral component. In undersampling, Fs less than 2W. So adjacent spectral components are overlapping each other. Yes, this overlapping of adjacent spectral component, that effect is called as what? Students, have you studied aliasing?
Message signal loss.
Aliasing. So aliasing occurs in which sampling? Is it aliasing occurs in oversampling or critical or undersampling? Undersampling.
Undersampling.
Aliasing effect is occurs in undersampling. Due to this aliasing effect, message signal cannot be reconstructed. That I will explain. If any doubt, let me discuss. Please ask.
Sir, aliasing மட்டும் ஒரு டைம் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுங்க சார்.
Overlapping. So adjacent spectral components are overlapping. That overlapping effect is called as aliasing. But here,
Okay.
is there any overlapping of adjacent spectral component?
No, sir.
Students tell me, no overlapping. Here also, is there any overlapping?
No.
No. Only here, adjacent spectral components are overlapping. That is called as aliasing.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Students, have you copied? Tell me. Then I will give some important points to remember. Students?
1 minute, sir.
Yes. Copy this.
Sir, for even symmetry, the output will have DC term and cosine term சொன்னீங்களா சார்? அந்த மாதிரி odd symmetry சொன்னீங்க, அது மட்டும் ஒரு
Odd symmetry output have only sine terms.
Thank
DC
you, sir.
term and cosine terms are 0. That we will discuss in Fourier series. We have even symmetry, odd symmetry, half wave symmetry, quarter wave symmetry, hidden symmetry. All the symmetry with the corresponding condition will be discussed in Fourier series. But as a basic, for even symmetry, DC term and cosine terms are present. For odd symmetry, only sine terms are present.
Sir,
Tell me.
ஸ்பெக்ட்ரம் ஆஃப் அண்டர் சாம்பிள்ட் அவுட்புட்ல வந்துட்டு பேண்ட் கேப் வந்து இதுக்கு முன்னாடி பேண்ட் கேப் இருக்காதுன்னு சொன்னீங்கல்ல சார், கிரிட்டிக்கலி டேம்ப்ட்ல. இதுல வந்து அந்த ஓவர்லாப்பிங் மட்டும் தான் வருமா, இல்ல வேற ஏதாவது பாயிண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கா சார்?
இல்ல, overlapping. That adjacent components are overlapping.
ஓகேங்க சார்.
Okay. So listen. For oversampled, what is condition? Students? Students tell me, for oversampling, what is condition?
Fs greater than
Fs
2W.
greater than 2W.
So band gap is present or not present?
Present.
Present.
Band gap is present.
Present.
For critical sampling, what is condition?
Fs is equal to 2W.
But there is no band gap.
No band gap.
For undersampling, what is condition? Fs
Fs
Fs less than 2W.
less than 2W. Here adjacent
Less than
spectral
2W.
components are overlapping. That overlapping of
Overlap.
adjacent spectral component is called as aliasing.
Aliasing.
So aliasing occurs in undersampling. Now, next heading take reconstruction of message signal. Take next heading reconstruction of message signal. So sampled output passed through low pass filter cutoff frequency equal to message signal frequency. So what is bandwidth of message signal? Students, what is bandwidth of message signal? W. So that low pass
W.
filter have to select only message signal. So low pass filter cutoff frequency is same as message signal bandwidth. Then output is message signal. So by passing sampled output to an low pass filter, we can reconstruct the message signal. Now, how will you draw the spectrum of low pass filter? Modulus of H of F. Yes, students, tell me, is it a spectrum of low pass filter or band pass filter?
Band.
Low pass or band pass?
Low pass, sir.
Low pass. This is magnitude spectrum of low pass filter from 0 to W. From a range of frequency from W1 to W2, then you can say as a band pass filter. So this is magnitude or amplitude spectrum of low pass filter, ideal low pass filter. This diagram is for ideal low pass filter. So this is magnitude spectrum of ideal low pass filter whose cutoff frequency is W hertz. So what low pass filter will do? Low pass, when sampled output, this sampled output passed through ideal low pass filter, the low pass filter will allow the component maximum up to
W.
low pass filter now will allow only low frequency. So low pass filter will allow only up to W hertz. After W will be attenuated or not allowed by low
Zero.
pass filter. So this low pass filter will allow only up to W hertz. Now see, this is over sampled output. Now this is ideal low pass filter. So now what will, when this sampled output passed through ideal low pass filter whose frequency W, now what will be the output of filter? Only this component allowed. This component and these components are not allowed. Students, have you got? When this sampled output passed through a low pass filter whose cutoff frequency W hertz, only this component allowed. And other components are not allowed. Because of low pass filter will allow only up to W. So low pass filter will allow only up to W. So only this component allowed by low pass filter. The other components are not allowed. Now this component is what? This component is
signal.
nothing but message signal component.
Signal.
So when sampled output passed through a low pass filter, message signal can be reconstructed. But is it a ideal response or practical response, students? Is it ideal or practical? This is response of ideal low pass filter, but practically ideal filter does not exist. We have to consider the practical filter. How will you draw the response of practical low pass filter? So we can draw like this little bit. So this is response of practical low pass filter. So even though by considering practical low pass filter, the output have only message signal because of adjacent components are not allowed because of band gap between adjacent spectral components. Students, listen. For oversampling, even though by considering, I will give the statement, then you can write. For oversampling, even though by considering practical low pass filter, only which one is allowed? Message signal is allowed, other components are not allowed. What is the main reason? Due to band gap between adjacent
frequency.
spectral component.
High
Now, students, listen.
frequency then, sir.
Yes, is it ideal low pass filter or practical low pass filter? Students, tell me.
Ideal.
This is response of ideal low pass filter. So in the response of ideal low pass filter, only message signal allowed. But practically ideal low pass filter does not exist. If you consider practical low pass filter, yes, what will happen?
Aliasing.
The output of practical low pass filter also have the adjacent spectral components. But we need only message signal component. These components are unwanted component. So unwanted component is called as a noise component. So in a signal, if unwanted frequencies are present, that frequency is called as a noise. So we need only message signal, but in the output of practical low pass filter, including message signal, adjacent spectral components also present. That is unwanted component. So unwanted component is noise. So students, listen. In oversampling, can we reconstruct message signal?
Yes, sir.
Student, can we reconstruct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, in oversampling, we can reconstruct the message signal with whether noise is present or not present.
Noise not present.
Noise is not present. But in critical sampling, can we reconstruct message signal?
Yes.
With noise
or no?
present.
Yes.
Yes,
but
we
with
can
noise
reconstruct message signal, but which one is present?
Noise is
Noise.
Noise is present.
Noise is present.
But in undersampling, this spectral components are overlapping each other. So that time, can we reconstruct message signal?
no.
Yes
No.
or no?
No.
No. Message signal cannot be reconstructed in undersampling. So message signal can be reconstructed only in oversampling and
Critically sampled out.
critical sampling. That's why Nyquist sampling theorem. What is Nyquist sampling theorem? Fs greater than or equal to 2W. So that greater than means what?
It is
What type
oversampled.
of sampling?
Oversampled.
Oversampling. Equal to means
Critical
critical
sampling.
sampling. That's why Nyquist sampling theorem or the proper reconstruction of message signal Fs greater than or equal to 2W. What is W? Maximum frequency of message signal. So message signal can be reconstructed in only in oversampling and critical sampling. In undersampling, message signal cannot be reconstructed due to aliasing. Now students, write the statements. These statements are very important to understand. Now write first paragraph. In oversampling, students, listen carefully and write it. In oversampling, in oversampling, in oversampling, in oversampling, even though by considering, in oversampling, even though by considering practical low pass filter, even though by considering practical low pass filter, the output have only message signal component. The output have only message signal component. The output have only message signal component. Because of wide bandgap between adjacent spectral component. Wide bandgap between adjacent spectral component. Wide bandgap between adjacent spectral component. Have you understood this point? I will repeat. In oversampling, even though by considering practical low pass filter, the output have only message signal component because of wide bandgap between adjacent spectral component. Okay. Next paragraph. In critical sampling. Next paragraph. In critical sampling. In critical sampling. In critical sampling. The output of practical low pass filter. The output of practical low pass filter have. The output of practical low pass filter have. The output of practical low pass filter have message signal component. Message signal component and some adjacent spectral component, message signal component, and some adjacent spectral component, because of there is no band gap between adjacent spectral component, because of there is no band gap between adjacent spectral component, because of there is no band gap between adjacent spectral component. Third paragraph, in undersampling, adjacent spectral components are overlapping each other. In undersampling, adjacent spectral components are overlapping each other. Adjacent spectral components are overlapping each other. That is mixing of low frequency component with high frequency component. See here, W is a low frequency or high frequency? W is a low frequency or high frequency? Low frequency. But Fs is a, we selected Fs very high. Fs is a high frequency. That is mixing of low frequency component with high frequency component is called as a aliasing in communication system. Wherever in communication, low frequency and high frequency components are mixed, that effect is called as a aliasing. I repeat again, in undersampling, adjacent spectral components are overlapping each other. That is mixing of low frequency component with high frequency component, which is called as aliasing. Mixing of low frequency component with high frequency component, which is called as aliasing. So message signal cannot be reconstructed. Message signal cannot be reconstructed. Message signal cannot be reconstructed. Yes, students, tell me, can we reconstruct message signal in oversampled output?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Can we reconstruct message signal in critically sampled output?
Yes, sir.
Yes, but noise
some
is
noise.
present. Anyway, noise can be removed by the filter. But so message signal can be reconstructed in oversampling and critical sampling. Cannot be reconstructed in undersampling. Now heading Nyquist sampling theorem.
Sir, second point மட்டும் ஒரு தடவை சொல்லுங்க sir.
Second point means for critical sampling.
Yes, sir.
Yes, for critical sampling, the output of practical low pass filter have message signal component and some adjacent spectral component. I repeat, for critical sampling, the output of practical low pass filter have message signal component and some adjacent spectral component because of what is the reason? No band gap between adjacent spectral component.
No band.
No band gap between adjacent spectral component. No band gap between adjacent spectral component. Let's take the heading. Nyquist sampling theorem for low pass signal. Nyquist sampling theorem for low pass signal. Yes, take the theorem statement. For the proper reconstruction of a analog message signal. For the proper reconstruction of low pass analog message signal. For the proper reconstruction of for the proper reconstruction of low pass analog message signal. For the proper reconstruction of low pass analog message signal whose band limited to WHz, whose band limited to WHz. For proper reconstruction of analog message signal whose band limited to WHz. For the proper reconstruction of analog message signal whose band limited to WHz, the sampling frequency fs greater than or equal to 2W. The sampling frequency fs greater than or equal to greater than or equal to 2W. Or sometime we can say like this also, sampling frequency fs greater than or equal to 2 into fm. 2 into fm equal to maximum frequency of message signal, low pass, very important, low pass message signal. For band pass signal, we have another sampling theorem. This sampling theorem is suitable only for low pass message signal. Here what is FM? Maximum frequency of low pass message signal. So FM equal to, what is FM, students? Maximum frequency of low pass message signal. So for the proper reconstruction of analog low pass message signal, the sampling frequency should be greater than or equal to twice of maximum frequency of message signal. That is Nyquist sampling theorem. But here we have a very important formula, Nyquist rate. Very, very important formula, Nyquist rate, NR. Nyquist rate, asked in lot of previous year GATE, IES. Nyquist rate formula, minimum sampling frequency. Minimum sampling frequency. Nyquist rate formula, Nyquist rate defined as Fs minimum, minimum sampling frequency. Nyquist rate defined as minimum sampling frequency, minimum sampling frequency. Minimum sampling frequency. So what is minimum sampling frequency? Students, Fs greater than or equal to 2fm. What is minimum value of Fs? 2fm. Very important formula. Nyquist rate equal to 2fm. So fm equal to maximum frequency of message signal. Next, Nyquist interval. Ni equal to 1 by Nyquist rate. Nyquist interval 1 by Nyquist rate. So 1 by 2 fm. Nyquist interval 1 by 2 fm. Nyquist interval 1 by 2 fm.
Sir,
Tell me.
sir, minimum sampling frequency எப்படி சார் FM சொன்னீங்க?
2 fm. See, sampling frequency greater than or equal to 2 fm.
Okay, sir.
So must be greater than or equal to 2 fm. So what is minimum Fs can be selected?
2 FM.
Fs equal to 2 fm.
2 FM.
So Fs minimum equal to 2 fm.
Okay.
That's why Fs minimum equal to 2 fm.
Okay, sir.
No, adu varadu. That will not come. Yes, next. See, concept of take pre anti aliasing filter. This is one important concept. To avoid aliasing, we have to use pre anti aliasing filter. This is used to avoid the aliasing. Pre anti aliasing filter. Pre anti aliasing filter. Yes, students, listen what. Here, this is a message signal having frequency up to 4 kilohertz. Here, for sampler, we have to select the sampling frequency. So FS selected as 8 kilohertz. So whether aliasing occurs or not in this case, students tell me, will it aliasing occurs or not in this case? Students, here what is the value of FM?
4K, sir.
Yes, FM equal to 4 kilohertz. So what is the value of 2 FM?
8
8
kilohertz.
kilohertz. So what is the value of FS equal to 2 FM? So aliasing occurs or not? Aliasing
No aliasing.
not occurs. There is no aliasing. In this case, there is no aliasing. Have you got? Now, for the same sampler, and that's no problem. Noise not a problem. For sampler, Fs equal to 8 kilohertz. Now, here another message signal X2 of F. Another message signal X2 of F. Now we can take minus 7K to 7K. So this message signal is applied to sampler. Already sampling frequency we selected as 8 kilohertz. Students, tell me for this problem, what is the value of FM? Students, tell me,
7
what is
kilohertz.
the value of FM?
7K.
7 kilohertz. So whether Fs greater than 2 FM or less than 2 FM?
So less than
Fs less than 2 FM. Because of FM value 7K, what is the value of 2 into 7K? 14K. So
14.
8 less than 14. So Fs less than 2 FM. So aliasing occurs or does not occur?
Occurs.
Yes, aliasing occurs. So because of here Fs less than 2 FM under sampling, so aliasing occurs. Now to avoid this aliasing, students copy this, then I will explain. Students, have you copied the up to here? In first case, there is no aliasing, but in second case, Fs less than 2 FM, so aliasing occurs. Students, have you copied?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, see, in second case, Fs 8 kilohertz fixed, but here we are applying input signal whose frequency is 7 kilohertz. That's why aliasing occurs. Now, to avoid that, here I will put a low pass filter. Before sampler, there is a low pass filter. That low pass filter cutoff frequency, COF cutoff frequency 4 kilohertz. So before the sampler, we put a low pass filter. That low pass filter cutoff frequency 4 kilohertz. Now, students, listen. This X2 of F applied to a low pass filter. What low pass filter will do? Low pass filter will allow the component only up to
4 kilohertz.
4 kilohertz. So only up to 4 kilohertz will be taken. So these components are not allowed by the low pass filter. Now here what we can say? Now what is maximum frequency of low pass filter output? 4K. So what we can say? Fs equal to 2 FM. So aliasing occurs or does not occurs? Aliasing does not occurs. So there is a low pass filter placed before the sampler. Now that sampling frequency is 2 into cutoff frequency of low pass filter. So that time aliasing does not occurs. So this low pass filter is called as a pre-anti-aliasing filter. Because of low pass filter placed in the before the sampler. That's why this low pass filter is called as a pre-anti-aliasing filter. This low pass filter is called as a pre-anti-aliasing filter. This low pass filter is called as a pre-anti-aliasing filter. Students, I repeat again. So to avoid sampling, there is a low pass filter placed before the sampler. So sampling frequency is twice of cutoff frequency of low pass filter. In that case, for any input signal, aliasing does not occur. That low pass filter is called as a pre-anti-aliasing filter. Whether low pass filter is an integrator or differentiator. Whether low pass filter is an integrator or differentiator. Compulsory important question. Students, do you know the answer?
Integrator, sir. Integrator.
Integrator. So see, suppose if you have a transfer function s plus a divided by s plus b form. So what is the value of pole? S equal to?
Minus B. Sir.
What is the value of 0? S equal to?
Minus A.
Minus a. So now based on dominant, we have two types of compensator. So see, lead and lag compensator. So this extra transfer function added with your system. So the transfer function of the compensation system is s plus a by s plus b. So we have two types of compensator, lead compensator and lag compensator. For lead compensator, which one is dominant? Whether pole dominant or zero dominant?
Zero dominant.
Yes, 0 is dominant. First point, 0 is dominant. Therefore, for lag compensator, which one is dominant?
Pole.
Pole dominant. Now, whether lead compensator act as an integrator or differentiator? Whether lead compensator, whether is it act as an integrator or differentiator?
Differentiator, sir. Differentiator.
Yes. So differentiator, but a lag compensator will act as a integrator. Third point, whether differentiator means is it a low pass filter or a high pass filter?
High pass filter.
Yes. High pass filter, this is high pass filter. What about lag compensator?
Low pass filter.
Low pass filter, LPF. Yes, this point please note on compulsory question. This we will study in control system. So in control system, we will discuss these things. So in lead compensator, which one is dominant? 0 dominant. Whether integrator or differentiator? Differentiator. Whether low pass filter or high pass filter? High pass filter. In lag compensator, which one is dominant? Pole dominant. Whether low pass filter or high pass filter? Low pass filter. Whether integrator or differentiator? Integrator. So for short term, this everything have 4 letters. This everything have how many letters? 3 letters. But pole means E, that E not present like that. POL also you can use. So for lead 4 letters, 0 have 4 letters. 4 letters, 4 letters. Lag means 3 letters. POL means 3 letters. Integrator means short form int, 3 letters. And low pass filter short form low, LOW, 3 letters. So this compulsory one question. Whatever exam, maybe GATE or IES or TNEB or DRB or TNPCA, any competitive exam. So if you remember this, definitely can score 1 or 2 marks. So here this low pass filter is an integrator or differentiator? Integrator, okay. This low pass filter is a integrator. So students, we studied what is sampling and sampling process.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, இந்த FM எடுத்துக்கோம்ல சார், லோ பாஸ் ஃபில்டர் போட்டதுக்கு அப்புறம் அது எவ்வளவு வேல்யூ எடுத்துக்கணும் சார்?
This FM.
Yes sir.
Not like that. So you see, here you can assume this is k kilohertz. So this must be what? 2k kilohertz. So now aliasing will not occur. This is for example I given this to understand that.
Okay,
So
sir.
if low pass filter cutoff frequency k kilohertz, so what fs must be 2k kilohertz. So whatever input signal applied, the low pass filter will allow only up to k kilohertz. So aliasing does not occur. Have you got?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Tell
sir,
me.
sir, if the input signal is less than k kilohertz, அப்ப LPF வந்து allow பண்ணுமா sir?
Will allow. At that time aliasing will not occur.
அது aliasing not occur sir. அப்ப வந்து அந்த LPF வந்து ஓகே அந்த இடத்துல LPF எப்படி சார் ஆக்ட்
See,
ஆகும்?
if you are applying, this is 8 kilohertz and this is 4 kilohertz. See, if you assume this is 3 kilohertz applied, so low pass filter will allow entire signal because of minus 3k to 3k will allow entire signal. So what is the value of FM?
3K.
3k.
What is the value of FM? 3k. What is the value of 2FM?
6k.
6k. So fs greater than 2FM. Because of fs value what? 8k, 2 into 6k, fs. So 8k greater than 6k oversampling, aliasing will not occur.
Okay sir.
Okay. Yes, we studied sampling. What is sampling? Second, sampling process. Third, Nyquist sampling criteria. Nyquist sampling criteria. Nyquist sampling criteria. And fourth, sampling spectrum. In that we studied all the 3 types of sampling. Fifth, sampling theorem for low pass signal. This sampling theorem only for low pass signal. A sixth, concept of pre-anti-aliasing filter. Yes, this 6 topics we completed in this session. Yes, we studied what is sampling. Sampling is the process of converting continuous time into discrete time. And in analog to digital conversion process, there are 3 steps involved. What are the 3 steps in analog to digital conversion? What is first process? This is analog signal applied. So here output is what? Digital signal. So what is first process in analog to digital conversion? What is first one? First one, sampler. Second one, quantizer. What is third one? Encoder. So sampler is not analog to digital conversion. With analog to digital conversion, one of the first process is sampling. Sampling used to convert the continuous time into discrete time. I got my point. So a sampler is not analog to digital conversion. Sampler is a discretization, not a digitalization. Important point they mentioned in textbook. Sampler is a discretization, it's not a digitalization. In analog to digital conversion, one of the first process is sampling. Okay. Second is quantization, encoding. This we'll study in ADC, analog to digital conversion. So we studied so sampling process. How sampling is achieved by multiplying the analog signal with the train of impulse separated by TS seconds. Then we studied a Nyquist sampling criteria that fs value very high as much as possible. Then we drawn the sampling spectrum. We drawn for oversampling, critical sampling, undersampling. In undersampling, we discussed about aliasing. The next is sampling theorem for the proper reconstruction of message signal. Fs greater than or equal to 2W. So next pre-anti-aliasing filter. This is placed before the sampler to avoid the aliasing. That's why called as a pre-anti-aliasing filter. So now take a small break. After the break, we can continue the remaining topics. The problems on sampling theorem and sampling spectrum in the next session. Now take a small tea break. If you have any doubt, please ask me.
Sir,
Tell me.
sir, இப்போ ஒரு பாயிண்ட் சொன்னீங்கல்ல, குவான்டைசர் சம்திங், அது இன்னொரு டைம் ரிப்பீட் பண்ணுங்க சார்.
This sampler is discretization. Discretization, not a digitalization. This only I told.
Okay,
So digitalization means what? Analog to digital conversion. So sampling is not a digitalization, but what we can call it is a
Discretization.
discretization because of continuous time converted into discrete time.
Discrete time.
So sampler is a discretization, but not a digitalization.
Okay, sir.
Yes, take a 5 minutes tea break. So after the break, we can continue the remaining. Yes, thank you, students. Take a break.
Sir, should we leave the session or stay on?
Just leave the session. No. Wait. After 5 minutes, we can continue.
Okay.